Hello, I'm Tom Georgie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel I feature music so far off the beaten track that even Viola and Y players don't play it. And I'm very pleased to say that I've received a lot of support for my most recent project, the publication of an edition of 33 solos for the Viola and Y. And I'd like to tell you just one thing about this edition. In fact, I want to tell you about just one bar. This one bar is interesting to me because it is the only bar of the bass part that we have. This 33 solos exists in a Viola and Y part, and there must have been another part for the bass, and it's lost. But what an interesting bar this is. First of all, I said it was a Q bar, and it appears between the development and the recapitulation section in a short atmospheric piece in D minor called Fausti. If you have any idea what Fausti means, please let me know. And it isn't just a bass part, it's actually a cello part, as you can see from the manuscript. And what's more, it's not a simple cello part. It's not single notes. It's actually a very sophisticated, like, basso continuo realization for a single bowed bass instrument part. And so we can learn, even though there's a single bar here, we learn actually a whole number of things. First of all, that the bass parts for these lost and ignored solos, the bass part was of equal interest to the solo part, and it participated in the motivic development, and it was also of a fairly virtuosic character. We also probably might even infer that there was a retard at the end of the development section before the recap. That's maybe a little bit more of a stretch. Anyway, this single bar is all we have of the missing bass part. Of course, in publishing this edition, I had to reconstruct bass parts for all 33 solos. But it's actually quite a fun kind of work to do. I recommend it. And I'm thank again all of the people who have donated to my GoFundMe campaign. I'm really very surprised and pleased and delighted to have so much support in the first 3 days. The edition itself is on my website. It's comprised of an edition itself, which has the facsimile on one page and the modern score on the opposing page. Sort of, you can actually move the pages around in a PDF, which was my idea. And in addition, I've provided the player with all of the Muse score files for all of the, all of the modern scores, which means that because Muse score is free, the player can, create parts in the clefs that he or she prefers, or they prefer, and they can also create bass parts that they might prefer. I've kept the bass parts quite simple on the whole, because my experience is that when I get fancy